Okay, it may be because I had this Bluetooth on. So if you're hearing me now, let me hear you. It may be this. So let me know if you're hearing me now. All this time I was talking and didn't see that it was, never noticed that it was muted. But let me know if you're hearing me. If you're hearing me, please type in the comment section that you're hearing me. Still muted. Wow. I'm not sure what's happening. All right. Hearing me now, guys? Hearing me now? Let me know if you're hearing me. All right. Perfect. 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 You look like an aerial assault trooper. I don't know what that is, but anyway. Uh, all right. Okay. All right. Perfect. Perfect. All right. Yes. Yeah, I don't do live much, so probably that's the reason. I will have to practice my live, practice preparing for my live more for my lives. Yes. So as I was saying, okay. So being that you weren't hearing me, I'm going to start over. So once again, welcome. It's my first live for 2024, for 2025 rather. Um, my first live for 2025. I just want to say Happy New Year to all of you. Even though we are so far into the year, we are at day 11, January 11, 2025. So Happy New Year to you all. And so far the year has started out on a note across the world. You know, lots of things have been happening on New Year's Day. We witnessed that bombing over there in New Orleans. Um, what else? That was followed by the Trump hotel bombing in Las Vegas. That cyber truck that was set on fire in front of the lobby of that Trump hotel. We had a winter storm that passes through the East Coast, and right now we see places like some places in the South. I'm even seeing where parts of northern Florida, in the Panhandle of Florida, that got a little snow, that got some sprinkling, in parts of southern Alabama, just north of Mobile, and in southern Louisiana, got snow. We see what you see. We see where that engine failure of that Delta Airlines flight on the runway in Atlanta. All these things that was affected by the winter storm. I was in New York recently. I just got back from New York, you know, and I even got a cold because of this winter storm up there while I was there in New York. I'm glad to be back out west, um, because man, it's really really cold over there in New York. So we had the winter storm. We have all those events starting to now. The winter storm, and we all are seeing what is happening over there in the city of Angels, Los Angeles. That burning inferno that is happening in parts of LA and LA County. And I even was saying before the when the mic was muted, I even was saying that is for most of us who don't know, the geography of LA, um, that LA County is a separate entity from this. It's a separate body from the city of LA. So you have the city of LA and you have the county of LA. And LA City is just one of 99 official cities within the county of LA. Yeah, there's 99 of them, 99 um, corporated municipalities or cities, which is the city itself. The city of LA itself is one of those 99 cities. Other cities includes places like San Bernardino, Long Beach, uh, Malibu, Beverly Hills, Woodland Hills, Hollywood, West Hollywood, all these places, Glendale, all these places are within, are just some of the official cities within the county of LA. And also that also include on other incorporated in other incorporated bodies, which are like towns and other places within the county. So the city of LA is different from the county of LA. So LA city is within LA county. So that's the difference. And I was even sharing that I've been to LA once. That was back in 2017. You know, spent a few days there. I stayed at the Hilton in Woodland Hills, and yeah, been to many parts of the city. I've been been to many parts of the city. So I'm kind of familiar with how Los Angeles, the geography of Los Angeles, and the topography of the city and of the wider county, LA County. Um, you know, I'm kind of familiar. I've only been there once. It was back in 2017. I haven't been there since. I was going to go there last year, but I didn't get to go. I instead went somewhere east, but I sure do want to pay LA another visit sometime this year. Let's see how that goes, probably in the summer or something. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, but LA sure does deserve another visit from me, as I've not been there since 2017. So yeah, so we're discussing the fires that is going on over there in the city of Los Angeles, and well, it's not just LA City because it's a wider county, because we're seeing fires that's affecting places like Malibu that is not a part of LA City. It's within LA County, but it's a different entity from the city of Los Angeles. So Malibu, we're seeing places like Calabasas Hills. Yeah, and in LA itself, we have the Pacific Palisades, which is the worst affected um in this part of LA. This is called the Palisades Fire. It is called, that's what it's called. So this is just one of the many fires that have been broken out in Los Angeles. Seems to be the worst affected area, the Pacific Palisades. Yeah, that's on the western corner of Los Angeles, between, it's just east of Malibu, rather. It's just east of Malibu and just northwest of Santa Monica, south of Calabasas, south of Encino. That's where that's the fire zone, east of Beverly Hills, Hollywood, and all these places. So it's affecting a wide range of area. Yes. And so that is just one of them. Thousands of homes in the Pacific Palisades are now down to the ground. Thousands of homes are now down to the ground. I can just imagine for these families waking. I mean, to be living in a house that you have built or you have inherited. A lot of these, houses within Los Angeles are quite old. They're quite, they have a lot of history behind them. They have a lot of history behind them. And can you imagine growing up in this house, and you grew up with it all your life, probably took months or years to build and to achieve and to accomplish everything that you have accomplished, and within hours it was gone, down to ashes. I really, really feel it for the people that have been affected by these fires. My heart goes out, and I sure do um, wish everyone in that is affected by the fire. I certainly wish that um, they can recover and rebuild as fast as possible. And the bad thing about it is that most of the insurance companies are canceling their insurance, because if you know about these fires in California, they're happening every year, and they have been coming closer to the Los Angeles area. They have been coming closer. Um, California on a whole, most of the insurance companies have canceled most of their policies because they're happening just too frequent, and they're losing money. So a lot of these people that is now affected by these fires, their insurance policies have been canceled by their insurance company because they just can't keep up because it's just happening too frequent. So that's the danger right there. That's a danger for most of these people. Yes. Yes. So the Palisades fire is affecting all these places that is within its zone. And then we have the Eaton fire. The Eaton fire is on the northwestern side of the LA metro area. And this is where the Mount Wilson Observatory. Now the Mount Wilson Observatory, it has a lot of communication poles that keeps the network, the technology network that covers the entire Los Angeles metro. These are where most of the towers at, and the fires have been threatening some of these towers. So I think they have managed to um, control it so far, which is good, because if the fire has affected those towers, it would have cut off most of the communication um, availability for the LA Metro. So yeah, that's the Eaton fire. It's affecting places like Altadena, which is the most affected. Thousands of homes have been destroyed in Altadena. Thousands of homes have been destroyed. The Eaton fire, which is named after the Eaton Canyon Falls, or the Eaton Canyon in general. I think it is named. Yeah, it is named after the Eaton Canyon. That's why they call it the Eaton fire. So places affected: Altadena. We have Hastings Ranch. Where else is affected? I think I'm looking at a map here. Yeah, we talk about the Mount Wilson Observatory. Lots of state parks and different small mountain parks have been affected. But I'm really looking at Altadena and seeing what is happening. It is devastating, pretty devastating what is happening there. Pretty devastating what is happening in the neighborhood of Altadena. Altadena is north of Pasadena. Yeah, it's north of Pasadena and west of it's northwest of Glendale. Yeah, northwest of Glendale. So yeah. Wow, these are the affected areas by the fire. So those are just two of the fires. We have the Palisades fire on the coast, and to the north, to the northwest of to the northwest of the LA metro area, to the northeast rather, the northeast of Pasadena. We have the Eden fire that's affecting places like Arcadia, which is the most affected so far. 11, 11 individuals so far have been confirmed dead, which the death toll is expected to rise because within this fire, the smoke is so thick that and a lot of places have been burnt down, that it's probably going to take days to recover most of the bodies, if they're still even uh if these bodies are still even because most everything is turned to ash, everything has been burnt out. So if even some of these bodies even can be found, if they can even find what's to bury, wow. Wow, wow, wow. It's really, really bad what's happening. Okay, so that is those are just two of the fires. Now let's check on their three others. There are three others. So we have the Palisades, the Eaton, we have the Hearst. The Hearst fire is the one that's it's a little far out from LA. Yeah, it's further north of LA. Yeah, the Hearst fire, this one is yeah, this is just It's Santa Clara. It's just south of Santa Clara in the hills of Santa Clara, and places like Silmar. The community of Silmar is one of those communities that's is now been affected by this fire. But this one, they seem to have it. It have not done a lot of damage. They seem to have it under control so far, so which is good. So they have the Hearst fire is kind of under control for now. Let's see what's happening with the Sunset Fire because that's another one that's affecting parts of Sunset Boulevard and West Hollywood and the Hollywood Hills. This is a fire that's affecting that area. So let's check in on that one. Let me see. Okay, let's check in. Okay, I'm seeing the Kenneth Fire coming up. So the Kenneth Fire. Let me see where this one is at. Okay, so the Kenneth Fire is okay. So this one is northwest of the Palisades Fire, near to Calabasas. Yeah, the Calabasas Hidden Hills area is just north of that one. That one is not looking so bad. It's not looking so bad right now. They seem to have that one under control. Is seem to be on the control right now. Yeah, that's further out. I want to check in on the Sunset Fire. That's the other. I think that's the third largest one besides the Palisades and the other one over there on the east. That this one is number three. This the third largest fire so far. And of course, this one is named after Sunset Boulevard because that's the area that has been affected along Sunset Boulevard. Yeah, this one started on Wednesday. So this one, the Sunset Fire, was ignited um, from flames from the nearby Palisades Fire to the west. Yeah, it has been because the Palisades Fire began on Tuesday. The Sunset Fire was erupted by that one that started on Wednesday. Yeah, I'm trying to get some more information on it, but Google is not telling me much. But yeah, a lot of neighborhoods have been affected by the Sunset Fire. A lot of neighborhoods. I think North Hollywood, the Hollywood Hills. It has threatened Hollywood itself. This fire, Hollywood itself was threatened by, and if you know Hollywood, the city of Hollywood, where you have the Walk of Fame, you have, just above it to the northeast, you have the Hollywood sign. I also heard that the sign also was threatened, but they managed to control it before it gets to the sign itself. So that's good. I mean, well, it really in human form, in the humanitarian form, if the sign caught fire, we can get another sign. That's a sign. I mean, it would have better to for the sign as historic as it is. It would have better it would have been better for the sign to be burned than all those people and all those homes and those and that have been burned out and also those lives that has been lost. I would rather the sign go. It would be better if we saw the sign on fire rather than people's homes that they grew up into and have built and grew up into and the lives that were lost. A simple sign can compare to all of that. So it would have better that we see the sign go. It would have better that the sign, the Hollywood sign, as famous as it is, as iconic as it is, it would have been better the sign was on fire at home. Yeah, it would have been better. And I'm gonna read the article right here. I mean, Los Angeles have not seen rain. I think they said the area has not seen rain. Have not been amount of rain. They've seen like zero point. They said 0.1 inch of rain. The city of LA only got 0.9 inches of rainfall over the past year. So they have not gotten any rain. So you can just imagine how, you know, dry the area is, and the winds that's coming. They call it the type of wind that LA normally gets, that's coming from the hills, the Santa Ana hills, and they call it the Santa Ana wind. Is it the Santa Ana wind? Correct me if I'm wrong. But that wind, the wind that has been coming over the hills from the north into the LA Valley, that is what has been fueling the flames of these fires that makes it got out of control. We also heard that there was not much water. The city and the county of LA, they did not have a lot of water in storage, and these are also the things that um, have caused a fire. There have been helps. There have been help, with fire engines coming in from other parts of the state, from the north, from NorCal, from San Diego, from as far as Arizona, as far as Nevada, these neighboring states. Fire officials have been coming in from these neighboring areas, to fight the flames over there in California, over there in Los Angeles. So it's really devastating. You're dealing with dry air. The wind is so heavy. The soil is dry, so they don't even have enough fresh water. I think this in the history of the city itself, the city of LA was built on a desert. It was built on a desert, so it's desert land. It's desert land. There's an aqueduct. Most of the water that supplies the city of Los Angeles and the wider Los Angeles metropolitan area, because as you know, the LA Metro includes everything within LA County. Plus, you're talking about Orange County, which includes Long Beach. You're talking about San Bernardino. You're talking about all these other cities. So it's not just Los Angeles County. The LA Metro includes uh, other counties as well. And I think the other county that is just west of LA County, I forgot the name of that county, but yeah, that's the entire LA Metro. And this area was built on desert lands. It was built in desert land. The water supply for the city of Los Angeles comes from the north. It comes from I think it runs through the uh that valley to the north, where I forgot that valley to the north, where they plant the grapes, where the big agriculture boom is. If somebody can remind me the name of the valley, that long valley there that used to be a lake in ancient times, and it dried up and became a valley. But the water that supplies the city of Los Angeles is coming from the hills through that valley into the city. So the water is the fresh water that is coming into the Los Angeles area is an aqueduct coming from the north. So I don't think there's no aquifers and all these things that's within the city of LA. So the water there is short. The water storage is short. There's not much fresh water. And so basically the largest the largest body of water is the salt water from the Pacific Ocean. So there's not much fresh water within the Los Angeles area. I'll be back. I'm still having that cold that I got in New York, so it's affecting my nose. Give me a moment. All right, so I'm back. Yes, so as I was saying, yeah, so the water supply for Los Angeles is pretty weak. Not much. They don't have much water in storage. As I said before, most of the water is coming from the north. Some is coming from the Colorado River to the east. You know, some is coming from the Colorado River from Lake Mead. Some is coming from the north. So there's not much in storage within the area. So right now, we have a lot of blames been placed on the city of Los Angeles, which is the mayor herself, Mayor Karen Bass, which is, that newly elected mayor. How long Karen have been mayor of LA? I think it's been a year that she been mayor. She been mayor for a year, I think. Yeah, she took over from Eric Garcetti. Eric Garcetti, the former mayor. I'm not sure. I don't think she's the first female. Maybe there have been other female mayors before her, but I don't think she's the first black mayor either. I don't think she's the first black to serve in that office. But she's the current mayor, and part of the blame has squarely they're trying to place, even coming from the president himself, the president elect, President elect Donald Trump. Is some of the blames is even coming from President elect Trump himself. That that the that there were funds. My phone is not here. Man, I wasn't prepared for this live as I thought I was. Yeah, the phone decided to die and is dying on me. So I don't think I'll be able I don't think I'll be able to stay here for much longer. I will probably have to do a part two of this discussion. Yeah, but they're squarely blaming it on the Mayor Karen Bass, that funds that she withdrew funds for the some major projects within the city, the water projects, storing water for the city, and things like and that. They're trying to blame her, even from President-elect Trump himself. As you know, they're going to try to play politics with all of this. you know, especially Trump himself. He's going to try to place the blame squarely on any Democratic official he can, to say they are the cause of it, and not actually realizing that all of this is coming from climate change, which is a burning issue. We certainly see what is happening right now. This fire, hurricanes, and all these natural disasters are becoming more frequent, and they are becoming more intense. All of this is because of climate change. It is because of climate change. The droughts have gotten worse, which Southern California has been going through for the longest time now. They have been going through a lot of drought, and which is the cause of this fire. But as you know, the politicians, they're going to try the one that is opposed to whoever is governing. They're going to try their best to blame it on someone. It's all about playing politics. It's all about the political ring. They're going to try to blame it on someone. So they're blaming her and the governor of California himself, Gavin Newsom. They're trying to blame them that they weren't doing enough, or they're not doing enough to prevent this fire. And if they did this and they did that, the fire could have been prevented. But it's climate change is a natural disaster. It is a natural disaster. I think those firefighters are doing their best. I don't think there's anything that the city of Los Angeles or the state of California could have done to prevent this fire. It's a natural cause. It's a natural cause. So I really don't see why anybody should be putting the blame squarely on anyone. I mean, we've seen how they're trying to contain these fires. They're trying their best. They're trying their best to really, really contain this fire. And it has nothing to do with politics. If it was a red state, even if it was a red state, it doesn't matter if it's a blue state, red city, blue city. It doesn't matter who it is. I mean, if this happened in Texas, and the governor there, or whichever city is maybe you'd have a Democratic official try to use politics and say, okay, they are the cause of it, and they weren't doing enough, and they tried to withdraw funds and so forth. So if it was a red state like Texas or Georgia, then you probably would have some Democratic official try to play, to place the blame squarely on that, that those opposing bodies. So it's all politics, guys. These politicians will always play politics, but that's who they are. That they're politicians, and they will always try to play politics, especially within natural disasters. Try to counterparts when it, I mean, these fires, they're natural phenomenons. They're natural disasters. They can try their best to prevent it from happening again, putting in measures and do all the things that it takes to prevent them. But these are natural disasters. There's nothing that these officials could do to stop this, to stop these fires from breaking out. They're natural disasters, but oh man, politics, politics, politics. But anyway, I won't be here. I won't be here very, very long because I will be. I will try to take some questions though before I this live. But I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read something. I'm gonna read an article about especially the Palisades fire, and this NPR News. It says California wildfires. Wild firefighters make progress on LA blazes, and alert system is changed. Firefighters made progress overnight against nearly all of the ongoing fires across Southern California, including the massive Palisades and Eaton fires, officials said on Saturday. But gusty winds are picking up again this weekend and possibly through Wednesday. They have a long way to go with this. A pretty long way to go. According to the National Weather Service, forecasters says the worsening conditions will keep wildfires an ongoing threat and potentially cause power outages in Los Angeles and Ventura counties. As the fire rages on, LA County officials announced Saturday that they have changed the county's alert and notification system to partner with the State Alert Center while they investigate the root cause behind the fires. The false evacuation alerts sent to more than 10 million Angelinos earlier this week. Yep. So that is what. Yeah. That is what's going on. That's what's going on right here. It goes on to say the massive Palisades and Eaton fires remain the biggest challenges for firefighters. Unlimited progress has been made against these two behemoths, and there are fear that it could be reversed if weather conditions worsen. As of Saturday, the Palisades fire, which has scorched over 21,000 acres across Santa Monica and Malibu, is currently 11% contained. Meanwhile, the Eaton fires have burned through 14,000 acres in the Altadena and Pasadena areas. Those are 15% contained. In contrast, significant progress has been made on small fires. The Lydia fire near Action is now 100% contained, so that's good. So the Lydia fire has been contained, and that's a fire further northeast in the northern area of LA County. The Hearst fire near Silnar reached 76%, that has been 76% contained. So they're getting there. So that one is somehow under control for now. And the Kenneth fire, which erupted Thursday and burned over 1,000 acres, has been 80% contained. On Friday, a new small blaze erupted in Granada Hills in the San Fernando Valley region. Firefighters there have to quickly control the arch I didn't hear of that one. Probably it was contained so quickly that I weren't aware of it. So the Arctic fire, which consumes about 19 acres. While strong winds and dry conditions help fuel the fires, the exact cause remain unclear. LA Sheriff Robert Luna said Saturday that the blazes were under an active and fluid investigation. Meanwhile, California Governor Gavin Newsom has ordered an investigation into why local fire hydrants went dry earlier this week. A lot of questions have been a lot of questions are going to be asked because the blame game. They are going to try to place the blame on someone. Yeah, at least 153,000 Angelinos have had to evacuate their homes, and about 166,000 people were under evacuation warnings on Saturday, according to the LA County Sheriff's Department. A curfew from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. for areas on the Palisades and Eaton fires. Evacuation zones will continue to be in effect until further notice in response to concern of burglaries and looting in evacuated areas. And there have been reports of looting within the affected zones of the fires. Pretty bad. I mean, in times like these, and people are trying to save what they got. They leave. They were told to evacuate, and even though most persons they came back to nothing, but at least, oh my gosh, have some have some form of civilization, man. You're trying to loot it. Oh, wow. It just goes to show how inhumane some of us are in a time like this. You're trying to loot. This past week, this historic fires also disrupted school for more than 600,000 students and in and around LA. Several buildings were burned. In the Pacific Palisades neighborhood, two elementary schools were lost and one high school was badly damaged. The Pasadena, the Pasadena Unified School District also reported damage to five campuses in Altadena. Other districts are still ascending, is it ascending? Assessing rather. All this other districts are still assessing the destruction. Images coming out of their regions show the devastating effects of the climate calamity together in the face of tragedy. Pacific Park Reservation Center, Recreation Center, near central Los Angeles, donations overflowed so much that the center started to turn them away. In Huntington Beach, a small seafood restaurant also began housing donations for people affected by the fires. The owners told NPR a seemingly endless stream of volunteers have also appeared. We've seen such an outpouring of support, said Lauren Gruel, who runs Calico Fish House with her husband. My husband and I had put out a call to action on our social media, and it kind of just blew up in the best possible way. We're so thankful and grateful that people have trusted us to bring the items that they donated to where they need to go. So that's good that the humanitarian side of us of persons we are seeing persons are reaching out. The saying also, I'm a Jamaican and most the saying, which is true that in America you don't know your neighbor, but I do think in regular circumstances, yeah, Americans really don't know their neighbor because nothing happened, everybody's minding their own business. Here nobody sees you. I mean, everybody is from their house to their cars and back to work, from their house to their cars to the malls to work and back. You don't see your neighbor. That's how it is here in the United States, especially outside of places like New York, which You know, it's a more community bond spirit over there in places like those. But in many other places across the US, you don't know your neighbor. But what we see in times of difficulties when natural disasters and these things happen, there's a community. There's a community. Everybody. That is when you get to know your neighbor. And that's what's happening here because I'm sure a lot of these peoples they didn't know their neighbors. But now that this is happening, that's what these things do. Natural disasters and times of crisis, it forces people to build a community. It forces people to build a community. It forces you to look out for your neighbor. It forces you to be there for each other. That's what times like these do. It really forces you to embrace each other, which trust me, it's really needed in especially in America. It's those things are really needed, but it should not take on natural disasters for people to focus on each other. I mean, these days people are so self-centered. Everybody's just all about themselves. Most people these days are just all about themselves. It's never about someone else. It's all about me, 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 me. I'm just focusing on me, me. It's all about me. And they have their phone in their eyes. They have their phone in their faces. Me. It's all about me. All about you. What about the other person down the street? What about the person across the street? Some of us, even our own family members, we care nothing about them. You don't you don't even check up on them. You don't go visit them. Yep. These things only happen in times of crisis when there are a death. Only it should not take for something bad to happen to bring people together. And I do hope that after these fires that is happening right now, that these people will come to realization that no one is an island. We all need each other. You should be able to know your neighbor. You should be able to know um, the person standing next to you. Some of the times you got to get out of the phones, put down the devices sometimes, put down the gadgets, focusing on the person beside you. It's just the other day I was hearing one of the members of Twins. For most of us who are Jamaicans, Twins of Twins. Oh, everybody know Twins of Twins, and he was talking to a prominent broadcaster in Jamaica on one of her programs, Simone Clark. She used to be married. She used to have a double barrel name called Simone Clark Hooper. She works with the RJR Gleaner Communications Group, and she have a a program called Sim Souls, I think. And one of the twins of twins were talking, and he was saying that people are so self-centered these days. Even when you go on a date, or you go to the restaurant, or you go to the movies, everybody's just in their gadgets. Everybody's just in their phone, not paying attention to the person beside you. It's like the person beside you doesn't exist. And he was saying that it it's not fun going out anymore. It's not fun going out because what's the fun of going out when you can't interact? You can't interact with the person beside you. You can't even say hello. You can't say hello, how you doing? Even if you're someone trying to, you know, court someone or try to date someone or trying you go out there trying to, you're trying to, meet someone to be an intimate partner or something like that. It's these days are so hard. Dating these days are so hard. It's really, really hard because everybody is just all about themselves. Nobody cares about the person beside them. If something is happening to someone, or if someone right there is on fire, or someone is drowning, or someone meeting an accident, or someone is killing someone, we are quick to take out our phones and start recording instead of helping the person or try to call for help. The first thing we do is we take out our phones and start recording. Even though I love technology and I'm seeing where technology is playing such a big part, and it's a pretty um big help, especially for YouTubers like us to interact to the wider community. But I really think one of the worst things that phone makers have done is to put a camera on our phones. I think it's one of the worst inventions ever because we just want to video everything. We just want to video every single thing, sometimes even without a cause. What are we going to be doing with these videos? A lot of us are not even YouTubers. What are we going? Instead of helping, the first thing you do, you take out your phone and you start recording. What the heck? Try to help, save a life. What is this world coming to? It's really sad, guys. It's really sad. So I was really listening, really listening to him that, man, it's not fun to go out anymore. It's not fun to go out and try to get to know someone or to interact. It's not fun. Everybody is just like that. People have become so self-centered. But then again, the Bible did say that these things would happen in the last days, right? Not trying to get too religious here, but the Bible did say. It's really sad, guys. It's really sad. It is really sad. So just not to stray away from the what brought us here, which is the LA fires, is it really just goes to show you how having a community, having a neighborhood, you know, having someone, having everyone, really, really care about each other, bonding with each other, having time for each other. These things are very important, especially in times like these, in times of crisis. And it should not be that only in these situations that we really do care about each other. So I'm even hoping and praying that after these fires and these people recuperate, rebuild, and get back on their feet, that it will not be business as usual that you don't know your neighbor. It won't be business as usual that you jump in your car, you jump in your expensive Ferrari, or because a lot of these people are rich people that lives there in LA, that you jump out of your $1 million mansion, you jump in your expensive Ferrari or your Bugatti or whatever you have, and you drive down to Hollywood, or you drive down to downtown LA or wherever, and you really don't care. You just jump out of your house and jump in your car without even try to check on your neighbor or try to check on someone down the street. When you see someone walking past you, you roll your window up and you just drive on because you don't care. I'm really hoping that they don't go back to these events. It will not be business as usual. They will go back to the days where they know each other. Thank God for those who were really like this, who were really people who care for the community, people who care for the persons around them, the persons around you. We're not islands. We're not islands. We need each other. We do need each other, especially when things like these happen. So I'm really hoping that this is a lesson for many persons, whether you're rich, you're poor, because we see where this fire is not just affecting the poor. A lot of $1 million mansions are now down. They are now ashes. Some of these well-known Hollywood celebrities have either been threatened or has been affected by these fires. A lot of them live on the hill looking down on the flat. A lot of these people have been affected by this fire in some way or the other. So it's not about rich or poor. Everybody has been affected by this fire. Whether Arnold Schwarzenegger is your neighbor or any one of these famous Hollywood celebrities, anybody could have been affected. I've just seen where Jennifer Garner, she lost a friend. She was telling a reporter just yesterday that she lost a friend in one of the fires. I think her house is in the Pacific Palisades, and or somewhere nearby, and she lost a friend in the fire. So it's not about being rich or being poor. It's about a community. It's about building a community. It's about caring for the person beside you. So I'm really hoping that this will be a lesson for most of us that we are not islands. I remember I used to sing that song in primary school. I forgot the lyrics, but it said, "No man is an island, no man stands alone." Na, na. I forgot the lyrics, but I remember that song, "No Man is an Island." I need to go back and research it and look up the lyrics. But yeah, no man is an island. We do need each other, especially in crises like these. We need each other. So I just thank God for the persons who, in this crisis, that really, you know, really put, put their hands out and, and have really, really helped those, who needed it. The person whose house was affected, who was on fire, and or the persons who nearly affected by this fire. Somehow they were spared, but we saw persons were trying to, to do what they can by using the little water that they have to try to protect their properties. We also saw where persons, I think there was one Hollywood star, I forgot his name, but he said that he cried, someone of that he known, a well-known person within his neighborhood, that if it wasn't for him and the action that he took to call 911 and ask them to check on him, if it weren't for that person would have perished. That person would have perished. So thank God for persons like those who, will check on the person beside them, will check on, the person down the street to make sure that they're okay, to make sure that, to make sure that everyone get out safely, you know, and, get to a safe place where far away from these fires. Even though it's really sad to lose something that you work so hard for something that you spend almost your entire life in. And then when you go back to nothing. It's it's unimaginable, but as the saying says, once there's life, there's hope. So you can rebuild, you will recuperate, and you will get back on your feet, and you will shine again. It will happen. For those persons without insurance, even those that your insurance company close your insurance because of these fires, because of these frequent fires that has been going on. Right now, you don't know where the last dollar is coming from. You don't know where the first dollar is coming from to start rebuilding, but it will happen somehow. The most important thing is that you're alive and you're well. And I'm sure that there will be some form of initiatives that will put together, whether from the feds or from the state or from the city. There will be something that will put together to help these families that have been affected by these fires. It's a long road to go. I mean, it's a long way to go. It's gonna be a long way before these areas, are fully back to normality. But I know it shall happen. It shall happen. So if anybody within the LA area that have been affected by this fire or know of anyone that has been affected by these fires, let me continue to advise you to adhere to the warnings. Try to be safe as much as possible. If you see where the fire is coming close to you, because these fires are raging, they're getting out of hand so fast with those winds and the dry conditions. Yeah, they're raging so fast. So you may take out your garden hose and trying to save your property, but it's just best to get out of there and get to safety as fast as possible. So if you get the warning, adhere to the warnings, do what they told you. Just make sure that make sure that necessities, make sure that you pack probably some food or some necessities. If you can fill your car up with the most needed things, your documents, the most important things that you have, that you possess, whether it be funds, whether it be important documents, your passport, your driver's license, your IDs, and birth certificates and things like these, you need to make sure that you grab these things first because you're going to need them. Your bank cards, your credit cards, debit cards, all these things, you need to grab these things first. These are the things that you need to grab and put them away, store them away, store some food, and at least four sets of clothing because you're going to need clothing. You're going to need clothing. So these are the only things that you may end up having because most likely if the fire comes into your neighborhood, you'll be going back to nothing. So just grab the necessities and get out of there as fast as possible. And remember to look out for the community, look out for the person around you. Check on your neighbor, check on your 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 community, check on your church members. So most of you who are Christians and go to church, or if you're an Hindu or if you're a Muslim and you go to your synagogue, check on those members, check on your religious community, check on your school community, check on everyone you can check on. Try to lend a helping hand because, as I said before, we do need each other in these type of crises, in times like these. We really do need each other. Let's continue to pray for Los Angeles. Let's try to pray for this, for these people, and let's really, really hope that the wind conditions will dissipate pretty soon. Let's pray and hope that they will get some rain pretty soon because they really need it. They really, really need it right now. So let's hope that they get some rain. Let's hope the wind dissipates. Um, you know, let's hope that some positive things will start happening from now on. I just want to see these fires just start ceasing away, so that the firefighters can have a more easy job to contain the fires and try to save other homes and other families from getting affected by these fires. So we just wish the best, you know, and are really praying that this thing will come to an end pretty soon. It's really, really devastating. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like it. It's the worst that I've seen. So we are really, really praying and hoping that this thing will come to an end pretty soon. All right. So, guys, I'm gonna end my live here for now. We'll continue to um, follow what is happening with the LA fires. We will continue to follow. We will see see what happens. Especially, I probably will be doing a live. I think I'll be doing a live in the aftermath of the fire to assess the damage and see the communities that have been burned out, and try to see where Los Angeles will move on from here. This is a city that will be hosting the next Olympic Games in 2028. So I'm sure that this crisis will put them back a bit, in preparing for the big show, which is the Olympics that is coming up. You know, but nevertheless, this is the United States of America. It is the U.S. They'll be getting help from the feds. California is I think is the wealthiest state. If it is, I'm not sure if it's the wealthiest. It's the most powerful state. It is the most resourceful and think is the most powerful state of all the 50 states. It has the most people. California has a population more than Canada, or it is more than Canada, or near to Canada. Near to Canada's population. Canada is that big geographically. Canada is like really big geographically. It is the second largest country in the world behind Russia. So geographically, it is huge, but population-wise, it's small. The population of Canada is just over 50 million people, I think. It's just over 50 million. All the provinces added together is just over 50 million people. The state of California is just right under 50 million people. Right under. So California is a pretty big state. It is the second largest, no, it's the third largest. We have Alaska, Texas, and then California. So in geography, it is the third largest, but in population, it is the largest. It is the largest state. So it's a pretty wealthy state. You know, It's a pretty wealthy state, so it will not be too much of an hassle for them to rebuild and recuperate. But for the families, for the individual families themselves, for the individual people who have who have been affected by these fires, especially those without insurance, it will be a really, really long way to go for them. And these are the people that we really, really, I mean, the celebrities, they will rebuild in no time, but the average Joe, the average people, that have been affected by these fires, those without insurance, and even those with insurance, because the insurance that they have may not even be able to cover the damage because I mean, a lot of them, these houses have been burned right down to the ground, flat. So they will be, they will be, you know, it, they will need to rebuild totally from scratch. A lot of these people will, they're going to need to be, their houses are, they're going to start from scratch again. It's like starting all over again. So we pray and hope that, the best will come for these people. I'm going to end it here for now, guys. Thank you for joining us. And for those of us who couldn't hear me once again, I want to apologize for you not hearing me. I will try to to um be better prepared for my lives. Let me do some shout outs. Okay, Ryan Reynolds. We have Ryan Reynolds. Okay, I wonder if it's the Ryan Reynolds. I wonder if that famous Ryan Reynolds there, the actor, the famous actor Ryan Reynolds, and the one that owned that Mint Mobile company right there. I wonder if it's that Ryan Reynolds. If it's that Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Reynolds, big up to you. Big up to you if it's you, man. But if it's not you, big up to you just the same. But Ryan Reynolds, big up yourself. Also, shout out to the Duck underscore in green. Yes. Samuel Jefferson. What's this? Carissa Scott. Carissa Scott. Okay. Yeah. Problems have been fixed, Carissa. You said you can't hear me. Problems have been fixed. Uh, who else? Let me see. Let me see. Anybody else? It was these three? Just these three people? Oh, Samuel Jefferson was commenting that I would ask blood or crip by you're wearing red. Well, this is not red. This is burgundy. It's burgundy. I'm not sure if it looks red from your side, but it's burgundy. Yep. Yeah, but anyway, it's a laughing matter. Uh well, Carissa said LA is that gang term. Gang term? What do you mean by gang term? Tell me what you mean, Carissa, when you say LA is that gang term. I'm not sure if it's for like from the movies. Like one of the most famous gang movie that remembering in my head is, I think it's a movie from the 80s. It was in the early 80s that or the mid 80s, somewhere there, that this movie was done before I was born. Um it's called South Central. It's about this these gang members in South Central LA, and we always hear about South Central LA. They say it's like the most dangerous part of Los Angeles. I'm not sure if it still is, but South Central does have it had made its name in the past. It had made its name, of being not somewhere not nice. Okay. Oh, Caressa also goes on to say Scotland. I'm not sure what you think. Probably explain what you. I'm not sure what you meant by that. Probably explain what you mean. Um, she also goes on to say, do the gritty crip walk. Okay, I think she probably was commenting on what some of the things I was talking about. Snoop Dogg Creek Walk. I'm not sure, but anyway. Um, Samuel says Long Beach safe. Yes, Long Beach is all the way south of the action, because the fires are mostly happening to the hills, the North Hills of LA. Just north of Hollywood, Beverly Hills, south of Calabasas, west of Malibu, these areas, south of Santa Monica. So Long Beach is further south. Is like further south of downtown LA. So yeah, those areas would be out of it. Malibu is Malibu fun to visit? Okay, Malibu is a quiet. It's pretty quiet. When I visited it, it's a quiet beach, little beach town. It's a quiet little beach town. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I could compare it to. Um, I'm not sure where else I could compare it to, but Malibu is pretty quiet. It's a pretty quiet beach town with a lot of celebrities. I think Oprah and many other celebrities has houses in Malibu. So it's a pretty small beach town. It's a passerby. I mean, US Highway 1, the Pacific Coast Highway goes right through there along the coast. You also have a lot of eateries, restaurants, and grills, and beach bars and all these things. Is I wouldn't know. It's not a beach. I don't think there's much beaches there. It's most of the coast along within Malibu are there are a lot of cliffs. So it's the water and then land, water then land. So not you're not going to find a lot of beaches there like down in Santa Monica, or further down along the LA coast. You're not going to find a lot of beaches, but it's a quiet, smooth, calm little place, I can say. So you have the hills to the north, and then you have Pacific Coast Highway running by. So north of the highway, you would have a lot of most expensive celebrity houses to the north. Yes, and the fires. Those are some of the places where the fires, where the Palisade fires, is has is affected, is affecting. But and I was also wondering, how some of those beach structures got burned because it's on the other side of the road. But I think the wind, I think that was caused by the wind because I'm seeing like right on the water, a lot of structures got burned down right on the water there in Malibu. So it's pretty fun to visit. Pretty, it's, it's, I would say if you're driving out of LA, if you're in Los Angeles and you want to get out of you know, the you just want to get out of the chaos and the noise and all of that, go to Malibu. Just drive up to Malibu. Take on the Pacific Coast Highway and drive up to Malibu for a more calm, something calm and smoothing, fresh air and everything. So Malibu is small, nice, calm, pretty nice place to visit. So if you live in California or you're planning to visit, yeah, you can certainly check Malibu out. I want to do another visit to California pretty soon, this year, sometime this year. I want to go there. Go to LA. Yeah, I haven't been there since 2017. I want to go back soon. Carissa also said, "This is me die." I don't know. I don't know what she's saying again. Yeah, man. Okay, so Carissa Scott is Jamaican because she said, I hear the Jamaican thing. I see the Jamaican accent. Yeah, man. That got that spliff. Okay, I don't know what they're talking about. Well, let's see that there. Your line, I don't know. Okay, I guess they were having there was some communication between Carissa and Samuel going on there. Uh, okay, yes. So okay, yeah. So they were arguing. Okay, so we leave that that. Okay, so big up to these people that came on the live. I think the next live I'm gonna try to do the notification a day earlier, because this one it was in the afternoon. I said, man, I've done a live in a long time, and with what's is happening in Los Angeles, and it's I think it's a pretty good time now to do a live, especially about the LA fire, you know, to cover what is happening over there. So I was not very prepared for this live. It was just, happening out of the blues. But for the next live, I am gonna be more prepared. I'm gonna give you the notification like 24 hours prior, so we can everybody can tune in so that we can have more people logging onto the live. So that's it for now. That's it for now. Thank you all for tuning in. And until next time, yeah, big up on yourself. Yeah, stay connected. Don't forget to subscribe. Please share this live, share the videos, and On this channel, there is it's called Geography Way. There's a lot of geography stuff there. I'm a Jamaican, so it's most of the videos there is about the geography of Jamaica. But I'm trying to graduate this channel from being just a Jamaican channel to a worldwide channel. So you'll be seeing me posting more stuff about the US, about Canada, about Europe. I don't just want it to be a Jamaican thing. I want it to be international. So, but yes, we will always stay true to Jamaica, because say we are Jamaican. Yeah, we're gonna always stay tuned to our nation first, right? But I wanted to make it. I want to include the international community, not just Jamaicans. So thank you for tuning in. As I said before, subscribe, like, share. My aim is to get to 1,000 subscribers by the middle of this year, because it is when you get to 1,000 subscribers, then YouTube will start pushing your videos to more people, and you get subscribers. You know, your channel will grow faster, because I mean, no YouTuber want to. The aim is really to grow our channel, right? Yeah, that's the aim. So you, the subscribers, are pretty important. It's very important when we have subscribers. The more subscribers, the merrier. That is how our channel will grow. It is very important when you comment. It is very important when you like the videos. It's very important. We just can't stress that enough. As YouTubers, we can't stress that enough. It's very important. That's the backbone of our channel. There's no way to grow without you watching, you subscribing, you liking, you commenting. All four, very important. Comment all 10 times. Comment as many times as you like. Interact. Interact, because we do need your support, guys. We need your support. Okay? So help me to get to 1,000 subscribers pretty soon, so that we can bigger the community, so that more people will come in, and the algorithm will push our videos to more people, to the wider community, to watch as well. So until next time, stay safe, be safe, catch you. You're trying to end my life.